What's up, y'all? This is Daniel with Pride of the Southland Kennels. I wanted to make a video going over some updates and going over a few things that have happened, letting everyone know what's going on and why it's going on. As you can see, we got us a little chicken tractor that I built here. We're getting back into birds again. We got some Rhode Island red pullets here, and as you can see, Nealon's also curious about these guys, just like I said he was before. Anyways, like I said, wanted to make an update. So getting back into some chickens, got more on the way. Gotta get a few more of these built because we got some chickens that are already laying, that are already of age. They're just not here right now. So we're gonna get into hatching some eggs in the spring, hopefully. Got two incubators on the way. Sportsman incubators, they'll hold 270 eggs each. So anyways, just want to make a video showing what Nealon does, and also go over a few things because I like to keep everyone updated with what's going on, and there's some things that have transpired. I don't really want anyone thinking that I've been a little misleading on some things, so I want to go ahead and explain what's going on. We'll see if we can get Nealon down here to them pigs so he can run a little bit larger area. All right, we made it down here to the pigs. He finally got away from the chickens long enough to come back down here and do his running. The other day when I made that video, I actually ran to town and didn't realize that I didn't put him up. Of course, there was other people here, so it wasn't no big deal. He ended up running 2 hours that day. So we got Iris and Dottie down here. Dottie is the purple collar female from the first litter, and we will be keeping her. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video. I thought I was pretty transparent and clear on how I handled things. Actually, I know I was, specifically with the person that put a deposit down on her. So I'm not going to tell what I was asking for the pups, but I will tell you it was a $200 deposit. I asked for the $200 deposit because I wanted to make sure that the people that put the money down was serious enough. If they were serious enough to put that amount of money down, then I assumed they would be serious enough to go through with it. So, as I stated in all my other videos, and even my last video, I sold all of these dogs, or the pups from the first litter, from people that found me through YouTube. That wasn't the intentions of the channel. That's the way it worked out, and you know, that's the stuff that you really can't control, so why not move forward in that direction? So this person contacted me after I made the litter 1 finale, wanted the pup. They actually was going to be the only people from Tennessee to buy a pup. They're about 2 hours away. And I'll try to make this quick, but I want everyone to understand why she's still here whenever I told everyone that come and pick their pup up that I had sold her. So anyways, the person put a $200 deposit down. Told them the remainder of the price would be paid in full at the time of picking the puppy up. They wanted to pick the puppy up on September 8th due to their work situation, and that's the soonest that they could get down here, and that was no big deal. That would have been a little over 9 weeks old, and I'm willing to work with people, so I had no problem with it. The deposit was already made. Well, on September the 7th, they decide that they want to pick the puppy up without the dog being paid in full. They said, I'll give you $300 more, and then I'll pick her up 2 weeks from now. So not only did they not have the money, they changed the date and pushed it out 2 more weeks, which would have made the puppy almost 12 weeks old. So I told them, no, do not send me any more money. Just have them picked up by no later than September the 19th, and we'll go from there. Just give me the rest of the money when you pick the pup up. Well, and let me back up. They said they was going to give me that money regardless if I let them leave with the pup that day. And I still refused to take the money, which to me was the right thing to do because that's not the way that we do things. You pay the deposit and then you pay the rest when the pup is picked up. So they got mad because they didn't want to drive 2 hours down for work in my area and then come back 10 days later and drive another 2 hours. They kind of got rude with me and told me that they wanted their deposit back. Well, I told them deposits are non-refundable. And I stated this in the beginning. The deposits are non-refundable unless the pup that you put a deposit down on something happened to, whether it passed away or, you know, anything that happened that would be a reasonable reason to not want the pup. I said I would refund the money then. Well, you know, you're not leaving with the pup too if the pup's not paid for in full. That's just, I mean, we're not running a financing company here and we're not putting stuff on layaway. This is not Walmart or Target. So they got mad. So the reason I wanted to make the video, a couple of reasons, is number one, hold yourself accountable for your own actions. Don't blame it on me. They called me a scammer and said I wasn't upfront about it and I could have fun with their scam money. And it was like, dude, you tried to give me more money today that I turned down. So if I was a scammer, I would have took your money and then told you the deposit's non-refundable, but I didn't do that. So you know, just hold yourself accountable for your own actions. If you put the $200 deposit down and you ain't got the rest of the money when it comes time, I was actually still going to work with this person, and then they decided, since they couldn't pick the puppy up and still owe me money on it, that they was just going to back out. So the reason why I do that, just to let everyone know in the future that wants to buy a pup from me, the reason I take a deposit is to hold that dog. And if you're not serious about buying it, then please don't put the deposit down. But what happened in this situation is, after I made that last video, I had 3 or 4 people, 4 people I think, inquire about that dog. And I told them I already had someone that put the deposit down. So then people are out. And what that does is that costs me a sale, which it's not all about the money. And I didn't care to keep the dog. We only had 3 females in that litter. One of them passed away, so I only had 2 females, and I was wanting to keep females off of that litter. So it's really no big deal to me. But in the future, if you want to buy a pup from me and you put that deposit down, then you're saying, hey, I want that pup. And if something comes up and there's a reasonable for a justifiable reason why you can't come pick the pup up anymore or anything like that, I will work with you. But this person just didn't want to make the drive, and they was actually by far not even close the closest person to me. I had people drive from Boston, New Jersey, the Houston area, Colorado, and Florida, and the person from Tennessee wants to complain about a 2-hour drive. So that just didn't sit well with me. So anyone that watches my channel in the future and wants to know what the deal is, because I know I'll have people asking, that's what happened. And I don't feel bad about it. If anytime I've ever put a deposit down on the pup, I've never asked for it back, but I've always gotten that pup. And that's just where we're at. So I'm letting them run with him as much as they can, because I really want them to work with him. Of course, they're young right now. They're just out here running around and playing. But as they get a little bit older, they'll start to be they'll start observing things a little bit more and really catching on and wondering what it is he's doing. So we got big plans for more birds coming our way. We're going to try to get this area fenced in with some goats. We'll probably start off with some pygmy goats, start off with something small, and get these dogs used to them, and then we may work our way up to some Kiko goats. They're a little bit more resistant to parasites than boar goats, but they're a lot larger than a pygmy. So we'll fence off a section of land here and kind of simulate, you know, a small farm type deal. And then once we get these dogs trained up and they're doing their job, then we'll fence off the rest of the property a little at a time, and we'll just grow into the whole property being a farm type deal. So the job of the goats will be help me manage this land in the and there'll be a reason for the dogs to have a job. The dogs will protect them. We have coyotes out here. Very seldom do we see a bear out in this area, but there's also been some sightings of mountain lions too in the past few years. There's some people that's in my family that's had them on their property right in their driveway. So they'll serve a purpose. You know, the goats will be here to help manage the land and also make a little bit of money off of them. The chickens, we have a pretty sweet deal on it if everything holds through and goes like it's supposed to, which I know nothing's never going to go as exactly as planned, but I got a guy that wants to buy some chickens in the springtime or whenever we can hatch them. We're going to try to hatch some this winter. He wants up to 500 chickens a week, and he'll buy them the day they hatches. So that's what we're trying to do here, is become an operation. It's not just dogs. The dogs to me are the key element. I love the dogs, and they're going to be here to make sure that we don't lose any money. You know, the more animals that they can protect and save, then the more money that we can make. But we will be breeding dogs, and we will test our dogs and train our dogs, and if they don't meet the cut, then they don't meet the cut. Those dogs won't be bred. So that's why I'm trying to start these pups off as young as I can. Let them walk around and run around with their dad. Like I said, they're just out here having fun right now. They are, let's see, I may have said it earlier in the video, they're a little over 10 weeks old. They were born July 3rd, so they're getting on up there. Got the other dogs out in the yard. They're gonna probably squeeze through that fence. Come here. Iris, Dottie, come here. Come on, girl.